Hello everyone. In this video we want to discuss about packet tracer 551 access control list implementation challenge. You can see here we have 5 main network here: new company HQ network and HQ LAN 1, LAN 2, and branch LAN 1 and LAN 2. Objectives are configure a standard and extended name access list, and also we have some condition we should consider, and also then we should configure appropriate router interfaces with access list in the appropriate direction. Yes. And finally, we should verify operation of the configure access list. We have internal network here in this side, and also other side we have external internet and external network here, and we have 3 web servers that we should use them in this scenario and in this activity. First, we should verify connectivity in the new company network. It means all of the PCs here and all of the devices should ping each other. For example, from PC1, you can, for example, ping to 17. This is IP address of branch LAN 1, branch PC, and you can see after click on fast forward to save the time, you can see we can ping branch PC, and also, for example, you can ping this PC from enterprise web server, and all of the devices and PCs can ping each other, and there is no problem. But what is access list, and what should we do, and why? Access list is a filter format, and is a filter protocol to deny or permit some traffic to access to other traffic, and some protocols and some port and something like that. And we have 2 forms for access list: standard and extended. In the standard mode, only you can deny or permit IP address, host, or network address. But besides network address and host, in extended access control list, you can also deny or permit some ports and some protocols like FTP, like ICMP, like SSH, Telnet, and whatever. And some guidelines and some conditions we should consider. Do not use explicit deny any statement at the end of your access control list. Yes, and we should use host and any whenever possible, and write your ACL statement to address the requirements in order that they are specified here, and also place your access list in the most efficient location and direction. And first, these ACL requirements, we should create ACL 101. It should be configured under HQ here, enable, and in configure terminal mode, you can write access list 101. As you can see, we have 2 forms. We have 3 things here: specify packet to reject or forward, but here you can see explicitly block. It means you should use deny FTP access to enterprise web server from the internet. And after that, you can click on question mark. You will get some information, and you cannot see FTP here because you should activate TCP. And after that, you can write here FTP access to enterprise web server from the internet. It means you should write here any. It means any. It means all the IP addresses and all the networks. Okay. And for a specific host, which host? Enterprise web server. Enterprise web server, this is IP address of enterprise web server here. And which port number or which protocol you want, you can write here FTP, or you can write also here 21. Both of them is true. Yes, and no ICMP traffic from the internet should be allowed to any host on HQ LAN 1 also. This is HQ LAN 1 here. You can see we have 3 devices here, and this is IP address, network address of HQ LAN 1. And you can write here again, deny and ICMP, any to this network address. This is HQ LAN 1 network address here. And after that question mark, you can see wildcard mask unit. And what is wildcard mask for SH26? I have calculated in other video. You can come back to see how can calculate SH26 wildcard mask, and this is 00063, and allow other traffic. It means you should permit IP any, but also you should write here access list 101 permit IP any. Okay. And which interface you should activate it? It should be activated under this serial 0 interface serial. You can see this is serial 010. I should click on there. Okay, and interface serial 010, and it should be access group. Which access group? 101, and also it should be activated or configure inbound traffic. Okay, we should continue and come back to configure terminal, because we should also configure ACL2 access control list. Use ACL number 111. We should use a standard 111, extended 111, because it's about yes, this one is it was extended because about deny protocol like FTP and ICMP. And now you should write here again IP access list 111, and no host on HQ LAN 1 should be able to access the branch server. This is branch server here, and this is SQLAN 1, you can see. And we should deny because it's about block and it's about no host should be able to access. And IP any, because it's about only about IP address, and it is extended, as you can see, because we have used IP here, I mean, and it means it's extended. And which host? Branch server. Branch server is here, and we should use any more? No, it's enough. IP access list 111 deny IP any host 24. Oh, excuse me, I have written IP accesses. I have right access list 100 deny, or maybe it's better only erase this one. And no, it works for me. This is IP address of branch LAN 1, and we should activate it under HQ. And ACL2 no host, yes, and all other traffic should be permit. It means again this access list permit any permit IP any. And which interface? It should be under this interface, because we want to deny and block this traffic, only this traffic. And in this situation, it's better you should activate here, because if, for example, you should activate here, you can deny HQLAN 2, HQLAN 1, and also internet. It's better only you freeze and you deny HQLAN 1, and you should use this interface. And this interface is Internet J000 and IP access group 111, and it should be inbound because it enters the HQ router. Yes, and access list 3, create a named standard access list. After we have created 2 ACL extended, now we should use and we should create access list, as you can see, a standard. And what is the name? It should be name, access list name is up to you. For example, this one. And under these access list that I have created, you can write here. I used a question mark because I want to show you how can, because it doesn't need to remember all of the command here. Only you should learn how to use this command and how to use a question mark in this situation. It's better here you can permit, because here create a name accesses, yes. Only address from the HQLAN 2 network should be able to access the VTY lines of the headquarter. In this situation, you should write permit here and HQLAN 1.2. What is HQLAN 1.2 network address here? This is network address of HQLAN 1.2, 192.168.1.64. And what is a wildcard mask here? This is for /29, and it's enough. And come back to configure terminal and line, because I want to permit for line v2 then this is interface like G00, like serial 000, line v2 04, and access list. Which access list? This is access list, access class should use here, and we should copy this name that we have gave, and it should be also inbound. Yes. And what about ACL4? Create a name extended ACL called branch. You can see here we have IP access list, also extended, also yes. And what is the name? The name should be branch to HQ, but I think I should create it under branch here. Enable configure terminal and IP access list extended and branch to HQ. And what is the instruction here? No host on either of the branch lens. This is branch lens. In this situation, you should use branch router. Should be allowed to access HQ-LAN1. Use one access list statement for each of the branch LAN, because we have two branch LAN here, branch LAN 1 and branch LAN 2, and in this situation you should use one access list statement for each of the branch LANs. Okay, it should be deny IP, and you should write, we have two network here, 2.0, and what is wildcard mask, and 2 access to HQ-LAN1. And what is HQ-LAN1? HQ-LAN1 also here, network address is not host, is a network. And this situation you cannot write here host. Yes. And 1.0 and should be 0.30. Yes, because it's /26, and we should separate them, and you can use it here. And also another thing, we have also this one, this network address 2.32, and wildcard mask is 15.0.0.0.15, because it's /28 and it's /27. It's different between them, and same deny to this HQ-LAN1. And we should permit other. You should write here permit IP any, and we can write interface. Which interface we should use it here? We should use this interface, serial 011, serial 011, and should be right IP access group. And what is the name of access group? and it should be out. Yes, in out one. And verify access list operation. No. First, we should also save here. Send the ping request from branch PC. Branch PC. This is branch PC. Send the ping request from branch PC to enterprise web server. Enterprise web server here. And what happened? Yes, ping is successful because it was permitted by our access control list that we have configured. Other thing, which ACL statement permitted or denied the ping between these two devices? List the access list name or number, the router on which it was applied, and a specific line that the traffic match. Okay. We should go to this one, branch, and right, show access list, you can see. And we have used permit IP any because matches are 4, and it shows that we have used this line because we have denied this network and we have denied this network to access to this network and this network, and other IP addresses and other networks can get permission to access to this network address, HQ LAN 1, I mean. Okay. Attempt to ping from PC1, okay, on HQ LAN 1 to the branch server. What is branch server? Branch server. This is here, and you can write here ping branch server 192.168.2.2045, but it was unreachable. Why? Because you can see traffic was blocked by access list. But which access list? If you go, because it's access to branch LAN 2. If you go here and show access list, you can see we have created 1, 2 extended, and also 1 standard. This is not about VTY. Okay, but we have used it because you can see 4 matches here, and we have used IP deny IP any host to access to 192.168.2.45, and in this situation all of the devices cannot get access to this branch. This branch server. It's better to see. We have used extended IP access list 111 and open a web browser on the external server. What is external server? External server is here, and web browser is here. You can see. An attempt to bring up a web page store on the enterprise web server. Enterprise web server is here, but it's better you write here IP address of enterprise web server. You can see It was successful. You can see Cisco Packet Tracer web page that we have configured, and maybe Cisco have configured it, not me. And explain why it was successful. Because if you come back to HQ, you have only denied access to FTP protocol and also ICMP or ping protocol. You didn't block HTTP or HTTPS to access to web page. Test connection to an internal server from internet. This is internal server. Here you can see HQ LAN 1, HQ LAN 2, and branch LAN 1 and LAN 2. And also we have external server here, external server and external network and internet here. From the command line on the internet user PC. This is internet user PC. Attempt to make FTP connection to the branch server. This is branch server, and this is FTP server. We have only denied this network, the internal network, to access to branch LAN 2, but we can try it. FTP 2, you can get access. Welcome to PT FTP server. Why? Because only you have denied TCP and only you have denied this network address, this IP address. And yes, which access list should be modified to prevent users from the internet to make FTP connection to the branch server? Is very simple. It's very simple. You should come back to configure terminal and IP or access list 101, and you can write here. It should be under HQ, as you know, and which statement you can write here. You can write deny because it's about blocking, and TCP any it means all of the network cannot get access to host, which if we write here host, it means you can delete it wildcard mask. It doesn't need to write wildcard mask. In this situation, you write here host. But unless if you write, for example, network address, you need to write also wildcard mask. But for host, you don't need. And what is the IP address of branch LAN 2 or FTP server? This is our FTP server, and it's very important for us. And in this situation, we want to save it, or maybe we want to block some access to access to this FTP server, and it should be FTP or 21. Both of them is true. Okay, and in this situation, you have blocked access to 192.168.2.45. Yes, and it works for us, and you should also save it. I think it's finished because we have also configured this statement, and thank you for watching, and please subscribe me, and please write any comment and write any question for me if you have. Have a nice day.